Good morning and happy Friday. Today is March 23rd, 2018. This is my week 41 post-VSG surgery update. Jumping right in with my stats, back in November 2016, I started my bariatric program based out of Bay State Medical Center in Springfield, Massachusetts, weighing 234 pounds. On my day of surgery, which was June 5th, 2017, I weighed 219 pounds, and as of this morning, I weighed in at 130.6, which is a 1.2 pound loss from last week. So feeling very happy about the loss, very, very happy. So I wanted to wait until today when I met with both my surgeon and my nutritionist before making a video. So first up, I will say that I discussed the issue or the concern that I had about my blood pressure being low when I went in for my physical, and the couple other times that I went to go see my doctor regarding my back. So I expressed a concern to my surgeon, and I said, do you feel that it's just because my body is changing, or do you feel like it's because a small amount of salt? Should I increase the amount of salt that I have coming in, or something like that? Excuse me, I have a runny nose. So I asked him about my salt, and he said, well, as of today, your blood pressure is perfect. I don't know what happened back in January and February to warrant a low blood pressure. I don't know, but if it happens again, to give the office a call, and he'll bring me right in, and we'll discuss things, what's going on with me. So if there's a concern, he'll evaluate it then. So I will totally accept that for an answer. He did also say that there have been studies about salt and low blood pressure, but there are a lot of studies about a lot of different things, and right now I shouldn't be worried about that. So I am no longer worried about that because he says not to worry. And as far as I'm concerned, he is an angel and he saved my life. So I'm going to listen to his words of wisdom. And yes, I did. I told him that he saved my life. And if you haven't, if you've already had your bariatric surgery and you're out, a couple of months, and you're losing and you're seeing all of these different changes and you're having these NSVs, next time you go in and you see your surgeon, don't be shy. Let them know about how positively they've affected you and impacted your life. I am a strong believer about putting that back out there. They spend years and years and years training to be doctors and then specializing in a certain area, such as bariatric surgery, that when they impact us, the patients, I think that it should be given back to them and kudos be given when they're deserved. So there you go. I've said my little piece. And I will say his response to me when I thanked him and for doing the operation and for saving my life and letting him know how much positive has just come from having the surgery, he threw it right back on me. He's like, I only spent an hour and a half with you in the OR. The rest of the time, it's all you. It's you making the food choices. It's you doing the exercises. It's you changing your behaviors. He's like, so all of this is you. And I gave it right back. And I said, no. You provided me with a tool. I've been doing this for, 30 plus years of dieting and trying to lose weight and never really having a positive, not really having a good effect. this is magnificent. So we went back and forth and bantered goodies back and forth to each other. So anyway, so that was pretty much my appointment with my surgeon. It was just an overall intake about how I'm doing, what I'm doing. Not really much was discussed as far as, you know, he gave me lots of props about how good I look, how good, he actually even said about my excess skin or my loose skin or whatever you want to call it, my bat wings and my pooch on my belly. He said that it doesn't look bad at all. So if I wanted to have plastic surgery, that's an avenue I definitely could take. But if I'm not having rashes or infections or anything like that, then it's not really medically necessary. But because of having the surgery, if it was restricting movement by any way, that he would put medical clearance on that. So that was really sweet of him to do. But honestly, after my last surgery, I don't think that I want to go back in and have surgery again. I'm okay with my bat wings. I feel like if I jumped out of a tree, I could be like a sugar glider and glide my way to another branch and totally be cool with that. Or a flying squirrel. I do love squirrels. So either a sugar glider or flying squirrel. That's what my arms feel like. And my belly, I'm totally fine with it. I'm completely fine with it. Again, with clothes. My butt is a whole different thing, but that's totally, wall squats and more squats and all that. So anyway, that was the appointment with my bariatric surgeon. Then I went to go and meet with my nutritionist. I got 2 thumbs up for my water intake. Again, she recommends 56 ounces minimum. And I told her I got 90, and her eyes popped out a little bit, and she was very pleased about that. And then she asked the dreaded question, and how is your protein? What's your average protein intake? So I told her I'm getting 40 grams on average a day, and she made sad eyes and a frowny face at me. Yeah, so that was not good. And then she discussed with me at length about why protein is so much a necessity after having bariatric surgery. And I totally agree with her. It's just my sleeve does not totally agree with her. So that's the issue, is in my mind, it makes perfect sense. I'm not doing this on purpose. It's on purpose. It's just what I can intake, if that makes sense. So she is a cool bean. We discussed my inability to eat a good quantity of meat for the protein, and then it's a lot easier for my sleeve to process the nuts, berries, legumes, grains, veggies as far as getting in proteins. Even the dairies affect me. So no cottage cheese, no yogurt, minimal cheese at that. I just have a hard time. So if you're like me, I'm going to hold up what my fabulous, she prints every time I go in to see her, I always leave with some fabulous, very personal thing that she's printed out on the computer. So this was, can you guys see that? This was today's printout. It is vegan protein sources. And this is exceptional because there are at least 4 things on this page that I did not know about or have not tried. So I didn't know about wheat germ and buckwheat as being, that they had protein in them. I just didn't think about them. And have I tried wheat germ or buckwheat? No, not really. And up on this top row, I can't pronounce this, and I can't pronounce that. But as you can see, look at the amount of protein in those Mama Jammas. So I need to go to the store maybe next week, maybe the week after. I don't know. And how about the next time I go to the store? I'm going to keep an eye out for those 4 items and just bring them into the house and see if I can't cook with them and find some sort of recipe that works well, that I like the taste of, and possibly can add that to it. A wonderful little segue is I actually found a grain this week called farro, Farro. It was so good. I did something crazy, a little bit scandalous with it. I actually made farro shepherd's pie with it, and I am really, really quick because my cooking videos, just admittedly, I know that they're poor, and I promise not to make any more cooking videos until I get a new camera. But really quick for the shepherd's pie, you cook the farro as the directions tell you to. Actually, I replaced water with my homemade chicken stock. And then I sauteed fresh garlic, onion, and mushrooms. 2 different types of mushrooms, your choice, whichever you like. I then made mashed potatoes, chucked them in the Instant Pot, the actual potatoes, and then mashed them using almond milk. I made a little gravy out of my chicken stock and cornstarch. So I have my whole little assembly line. I did a pan, like a little pie pan, and did the bottom layer, a really light layer of mashed potatoes, and then I put in the farro, and then I put in the mushroom and onion mixture. I put the gravy on top of that. Then I put a layer of the mushrooms, the mashed potatoes, a little bit of the gravy, and then topped it off with another layer of the mashed potatoes. And then spiced it out with a little bit of garlic powder, salt, pepper, oregano, and paprika. Chucked it in the oven at 400 for about 20 minutes, basically to get everything happy and sharing flavors together. And then it was done. And let me tell you, number 1, it was delicious. Number 2, if you're looking for a replacement for ground beef, this stuff is fabulous. Now the texture is, I enjoyed it very much, but it looked like ground beef or ground chicken or ground turkey, ground meat. It added a lot of flavor. It also absorbed a lot of flavor. It was really, 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 really good. So if you haven't tried it and you're looking for another protein source, give it a go. Like I said, the texture is really unique. It's like soft and chewy on the outside with a little bit of crunch in the middle. Very nummy. I really enjoyed it, so I recommend it very much. What else is there? I think that is about it. Is it about it? Bum, bum, bum. Oh, to address my meal planning goal. Yes, I did do out a meal plan, and it is working as far as I know what to eat and make and all that. The only problem I'm finding is that the protein values, the carb values, the fat and all that is all worked out, but it's what I'm actually consuming. So I'm always consuming less, so I'm never meeting the expectation of said nutrition amounts. So I'm just gonna go and do what works for me, because that's what works, and I can't fight my body. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's what I wanted to discuss. So when my nutritionist talked to me about the importance of protein, I will just share that with you, because if you don't know it, let me just reiterate. So the body needs protein, and why the values are so high is because the metabolism, A, will slow down if you decrease the amount of protein, and B, the body will start breaking down your muscles. So you'll actually lose muscle mass and it will turn into, right? And you'll lose strength. And I can definitely, oh, it's true. It's true. I used to be very strong. I used to be strong. And now I struggle to open up a pickle jar. I use the plastic grippy on the bottom and the plastic grippy on the top. And I do a lot of swearing as I try to open it for 6 minutes. So I have lost strength and I'm definitely seeing it. So I had planned for the warmer weather and to do a lot of projects and use that as my quote unquote strength training. I am definitely going to be going and purchasing weights and working on building my strength because it's negatively impacting me. And maybe by increasing and doing some strength training, that will actually get me to be more hungry and craving more protein. So we'll see. But until then, I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful weekend, and I shall see you next weekend. Be well. Bye-bye.